his family, needed his father, the only solid thing in his life, because growing up for Jay, and this isn't me expressing how I think, okay, like she tries to tell everyone. No, this is Jay on many, 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 many occasions expressing to me how he feels. Why? Because I am basically the closest person to him, and I hear everything that comes out of his mouth when he's happy, angry, sad, depressed, miserable. I hear it all. She knew just exactly how to break him down. It was very sad to watch. But if you take a moment, see the videos we have provided, the videos of Max. She assaulted me when she found that Max was alive. You should have seen how she was parading around that property, smiling, because she thought Max was dead already, because he was, like I told you. There was like 10, 8, 10 of those vultures just circling, just waiting. It was funny. Well, it wasn't funny, but in the back of my mind, me and Jay thought of on Ice Age, on one of, I think it's the one where they're stuck in Antarctica and the vultures are circling the almost dead animals that are trying to make it. And they're singing food, glorious food. I'm dying to try it. And I'm thinking, oh my God, Max is really gonna die, Jay. I got my family, my children, my husband, and we made a pin right next to our travel trailer behind two giant rocks. And then we parked our minivan in front of these two giant rocks. So you couldn't see past these two giant rocks. And for a week, my husband and I, one of us was home at all times to keep Maria the Terrible away from Max, to give Max a fighting chance to live because he deserves to. He gave that nasty woman so much. He is a beautiful animal. He is a beautiful pet and should be loved and cherished. Not starved, not beaten, not scared, not poisoned. And then, I don't know if any of you have ever seen the mass power that these bulls have when they are fighting for their territory. It is horrendous. And the fact that she had two giant males and she made the king of all of these, he made all of these except for the two females that were left, but he gave life to all of them. And you're gonna do that to him? She made Max so weak that he could not defend himself. Max was fighting for his life while getting rammed to death, almost to death, by two steroid out males. It was the craziest thing to see. When we first let Max out after the week we took him away from Maria and she thought he was dead, we were sitting there and you could see how tense. Max immediately knew. He was like pissed. I had never seen this pet bull behave in this manner. He knew, like instantly, he was like, I'm going to get you, you little shits. You could see it. You can almost read it from his face. He went out there and he let one at a time, he let them know you better stay back. And my husband stopped filming because he was like, oh, it's gonna be okay. I was like, no, you should keep filming. But he's like, no, it's gonna be okay. I was like, okay. So me and the girls stayed out there in the car and we're just like looking, watching this pretty much movie play. And it was the craziest thing because our bull, who is not at his full potential, because when I say, and it wasn't even a full week, it was like the 6th day. 6 days ago, Max was like clinging to life. Okay. He had dropped weight so rapidly he could barely stand. He wasn't standing. Then we take him away and he instantly, I'm not kidding you, instantly, Max had food, grain, and alfalfa 24/7 those 6 days that he was locked in that tiny pen. And mind you, we have never been able to keep Max in any tiny pen, ever. Never. Not his parents, not us. Nobody has been able to keep Max in a little pen. He'll straight tear it down. But Max stayed there like a little dog until he got the strength and he told us, I want to come out. And I told Jay, let's do this like visitation. We'll see how it works. And it was scary. I don't know what she's feeding those bulls, but even the children are like, Mom, they don't look right. When they're looking at you, they don't look like Max does and the other cows, the other girls. They look like they want to hurt you. I don't know if she's feeding them hormones, steroids, too much, or whatever. But these two, my cow's sitting there and he's sniffing his girlfriend because he's so excited he hasn't seen her in such a long time. To him, anyways. And one bull comes from underneath Max's front legs and the other bull simultaneously. I have never seen cattle, bulls, act like a couple of velociraptors and literally tag team my bull at the same time, picking him up. And this is witnessed by three for sure. I don't know if my son was there. 3 people. And the 2 bulls put my cow at least 6 feet in the air and threw him. And from there, I mean, they were just attacking him, like literally attacking him like a meat eater would. So I'm screaming for my husband to come, and I grab the nearest piece of wood that I can and I go screaming towards these bulls. Thankfully, mine was the closest to me, and I believe that Max does try not to hurt us. And when he's told no, um, he's mad at my husband. And he tried to horn my husband one day against a rock. My husband was against this humongous rock. And if Max wouldn't have listened, my husband would have been severely injured or dead. But Max went at my husband full on with his horns, like he was gonna just horn him really good. And I was about 3 feet from Max when I screamed, Max, no! And I tell you what, that animal stopped in like dead stop, and he turned around and he looked at me, and I told my husband, go. And my husband just went the other way and got away from the rock and Max. And I told my husband, he's mad at you because you allowed your mother, you allowed for this long, instead of saying, hey, I know this makes you feel uncomfortable, but it's something we have to talk about. You can't just steal something from me or ruin my single wide with your dump truck because you're pissed off at my wife. You know, you shouldn't, at least, get your bulldozer and bulldoze the house dad just worked to get you on the property um, to the ground because something he did or said. You have done so many erratic things that I'm like, how does she get these people to believe her? Oh, it's because they don't know. That's why you stay up on the mountain, keeping your husband from being successful. I have literally witnessed this woman when people are calling to get estimates on jobs. I dare anyone to call and think, be a woman and think that they're going to get Mr. Brad to come out there and do his job like he should, versus having his wife up his ass with a telescope, wanting to know who, what, where, who is this woman, and if she's beautiful, you can bet your ass Mr. Brad ain't gonna do your job. And that ain't a lie. The fact that you talked so bad about me when I really didn't do anything to you. You turned people against us that didn't even know us. You have people saying untrue things about us. It's called slander. You harass my family by telling people untrue statements and lies. You harass my family by calling Child Protective Services on an every 3 to 6 month basis, however mad you are at me at that time, to make your false allegations, not even concerned about Waylon's well-being and what will happen to Waylon. When my husband and I got jumped by a whole bunch of tweakers, and that's what they were dirtbag tweakers. Even though your son was so wonderful to you guys for so long, until he just stopped listening to your bullshit because he saw it for himself what you were doing, and he could not believe it. You devastated him with all this, and I don't think that you have absolutely any remorse for what you did. Your final straw was with his grandmother. That was the one piece of family you knew that he was happy to still have. But you were bound and determined, no matter how you were going to do it, you were going to make sure you took that away too. But what you didn't count on, Maria, is when you're trying to make, I don't know if you're trying to make grandma lie for you, or if grandma doesn't even know at all this is happening. But we'll know soon, because I'm going to make sure that this video gets to Aunt Sydney, her daughter, and her grandchildren from Aunt Sydney. Because whether you're making her lie, which I really pray that you are not, you're dirtying her soul, her integrity and character. That's what you have done to all of these people. Because you didn't give them the opportunity to judge me for themselves. You don't know how angry it makes me that people can be that ignorant, to not even care about the facts, to run their mouth, to make hate and discontent. And please, people like Chaz and anyone else on the internet that have the false thought that I feel sorry for myself, absolutely not. Does it hurt me like a son of a bitch to think about the pain that my children went through, and the pain of missing them every day because, excuse me,